Hey guys, this is Monkey from the Busy Adults podcast. In this episode, we talk about multi-classing. Some of the good, the bad, and did 5e kill it? Thanks for tuning in, and we hope you enjoy.
Alright, we'll see how this goes.
It's gonna be a shit night.
Yeah, we've already talked for, 20 minutes about bullshit?
Oh, half an hour.
Some shit like
Yeah.
that.
That's alright. Yeah, what are we talking about today, Drake?
Today's episode will be about how we feel about multi-class and what we like about it, what we don't like about it, and has kind of 5e killed it. You know, multi-classing has been, super important in previous editions, and a lot of it you see and hear about on forums is 5e's pretty much killed it. So that will be tonight's episode.
Well, I mean, is that a bad thing that 5e has killed it? By them killing the multiclass, doesn't it sort of lend to the idea of, they fixed it. They fixed everything.
I'm kind of curious as to how it killed multi-classing.
Yeah, I don't get it, dude. I took 6 to 8 classes in a semester at college, and I have no idea how D&D plays into this.
Oh, God.
Oh, Yaka.
I know. But, let's go, I don't know, just to throw one out there, Ranger Rogue.
I mean, anything to make
Fighter
the Ranger
Rogue.
better.
Right?
Right? A little more sneaky.
Yeah. Thought about doing a Wizard Rogue, just one little dump into Rogue to get all them skills.
Right?
Well, I mean, a lot of the things of what you see of why people are like, oh, multi-class is done. In previous editions, especially 3, 3.5, Pathfinder, they had what was called the Prestige class.
Yep.
Which was kind of like your super, oh, hey, you've reached Super Saiyan.
Yeah, like Pathfinder, you had a bunch of different prereqs that you had to hit before you could get into a Prestige.
Right, and that's what they were. Like, oh, hey, meet these requirements and these requirements, and now you're Prestige class. So now you can get extra skills, extra feats, you do special damage, or you get, a specialty thing. So you kind of were forced into multi-class and to actually get the best. And on higher levels, you didn't really get as much, spellcasters were the only ones who really wanted to kind of go higher level because you got unlocked higher level spells. If you were a martial class, you damn sure were gonna fucking, unless you wanted to go straight up feat horror and go, I'm gonna be a human warrior or fighter and get all the damn feats.
Yeah.
Yep.
Every single one.
Why?
Every single one.
You know, you're seeing a lot of people now being like, well, multi-classing's pointless because 5th edition introduced subclass at level 3. So you get to kind of unlock some stuff. You can dabble a little bit here and there.
Yeah, but they're more like specializations. Not so much like, hey, I want to be a fighter with a bunch of magic and stuff. I mean, yeah, you can do an Eldritch Knight.
Yeah, some of them give you a multi-class feel to them, for sure.
Yeah.
But you're right, not all of them.
And, that's what you're seeing a lot of people complain about is like, oh, hey, multi-class and that is pointless. And I'm kind of like, okay, so then you're just a murder hobo dice flinger.
Yes.
That's literally how I feel because I feel like, and if you go straight single class with any character, they've definitely made it in 5th edition that it's nicer because, like I said, in previous editions, especially 3.5 and Pathfinder 1, you hit level 10 or 12 and now you're just doing feats. You don't get a whole lot of crazy bullshit extra. You'll get a couple things here and there, but that's it. With 5th edition, you at least want to hit level 16 because every class gets some special nuke button type thing.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
By level 16. I think level 14 for warlocks especially the Pact Fiend, which, you know, I've talked about before, that's what Aaliyah is, she gets hurled through hell. She literally does damage, and as a free action, decide to go, yep, throwing you to hell for a round, and they, poof, no save. That's it. There's no fucking save.
Yep, you're in hell. Have fun. Bye.
You're in hell for the rest of the round. You take 10d some damage. I think it's like 10d6 or some crazy bullshit like that. And then you pop back, and you've taken this. Like, there's no save. It's not a reaction. It's a free action. Like, I hit you. Once per long rest, which is insane. Because you literally go, okay, done. Boop.
I'm sick of looking at you. Bye.
Yep, I'm done.
Right. Or, like, I mean, that's just insane. And, you know, I want Aaliyah to get to that, and then she's going to multi-class. Or I'm going to multi-class her, and that'll be her level 20 overall thing. Like, okay, she's going to hit Warlock, level 14, get this, and be like, oh, look, I did damage. Boop.
Drake, you're the most experienced in D&D of us. What? I know, like, the tiniest amount. Can you tell me about, like, Gestalt or Gestalt classes? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do. A little bit.
Because it's kind of like multi-classing, right?
Not
Ish.
really.
No?
Isn't it like a level 20 plus class at that
Gestalt?
point?
No, I thought Gestalt was kind of like a whole nother, like... Pathfinder released a book, if I remember correctly, that was like... Let me look this up real quick to make sure I know.
I remember mythic classes.
That was 20 plus.
Oh,
Mythic
okay.
was 20 plus.
I'll start with what I know. And essentially, Gestalt classes is like you get to choose two sort of different classes, and throughout the playing of the classes, you choose the better of whichever one, depending on the situation. That's the blurb that I know about it. How is that different from multi-classing?
Because multi-classing is more like, oh, hey, I'm going to do this, and like, okay, so I level up. I hit level 3 with Aaliyah. I pick, you know, hey, she's going to go with her tome features of the Pact Fiend Warlock. So she's got her little grimoire in her hip. Do all that. And then next level, let's say she goes rogue. So now she can do sneaky sneaky. And that with Gestalt, it's every level you get actually 2 levels. So you pick Warlock and Rogue, and you get the best of both. It's more for like, it's a variant of a gaming style.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is. It's for when... I just finished watching The Boys on Amazon. If you've never seen it, highly recommend it. Don't watch it with little ones. They have random sex scenes that just pop up and you're like, oh, fuck.
Well, yeah, it's not a superhero movie by any means. Or a superhero show.
I mean, it is, but it's great because you realize just how fucked these soups are.
Yeah, it's not a good, happy superhero show.
And also, if you're not a fan of the C word that rhymes with punt, definitely don't watch it. If that word offends you, you'll be offended like 5 minutes in. Especially one of the main characters, it's every other word. He uses it like a vowel.
Oh, interesting.
Why not?
I use fuck like Thomas, so.
I mean, so do I, but he uses cunt as like...
You
kind of
said
like I
it.
use... Yeah.
He did.
He uses it like I use fuck. Like, it's just like he uses it as an insult, as term of endearment, as like, oh shit, like...
Fuck's one of those great words, though, because it is like a noun, it's a verb, it's an adjective.
Yep.
I've come to terms, and I've noticed this, as especially as I've gotten older, 90% of people, if that word offends them, it's because it's like them looking in a mirror. So, like, if they're like, that word offends me, then you might be one?
You
And
might be a
apostrophes,
redneck.
Or, you know, apostrophe / asterisk around might, and in the footnotes, it's like, yeah, they are.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But, no, it's kind of like that. I've talked to people who've run them, and I remember talking to people who'd run 3.5 in Pathfinder, which were already broke, which made you feel like a goddamn superhero by level 6. And they're like, oh, well, I played a Assault campaign. And be like, I remember the first time I heard that. I'm like, well, what's that? And they explained it, and I'm like, so every level you're actually gaining 2, if not more. Because I've known people who do, like, I think it was Brett, or Brett was telling me about someone he knew that did a Assault campaign. And it was like, oh, every level you gain actually 5. And it's like,
why?
That's
what?
like one of those epic adventure hero campaigns, though, right? Fighting dragons every week.
It was one of those, like, super
Basically.
high fantasy,
Manly
like,
campaigns.
you are the chosen by God.
Oh.
And, like,
And you don't start out as a villager who's chosen. You start out as, like, a deity. Bam, here you go. Have
Pretty
fun.
much, yeah. Like, you are the chosen one. You are Neo, fully awake. Yeah, it's literally like, you're the Disney Hercules. Like, I can't die.
Gaston.
But yeah, it's literally, Assault is a broken way to be like, hey, I've also, from a lot of people that I've seen online, watched YouTube videos, or even talked to that have done Assault campaigns, if you're doing a Assault campaign, however the fuck you want to pronounce it, it's not really RP heavy. It's like,
It's a slog.
It's a dice fest. Like,
Hello, murder hobos.
yeah,
Ooh,
it
that was
is a
very
very
loud.
murder hobo-y type thing, because it, like, quote unquote level 3, if you know, go back to that, you actually gain 5 levels, I was told about by someone. You're the equivalent of a 15th level character. Like, that's just what it is. And the thing was, like, whoever was telling me about it was, they were multi-classing. So, like, oh, hey, and I'm like, so basically you're all some type of rogue, barbarian, monk, spellcaster, pretty much. And they're like, well, yeah. I'm like, I was like, did anyone just go straight like, oh, hey, I'm a spellcaster? Like, I'm a sorcerer, a wizard. And they're like, no, we multi-class. And I'm like, so literally you're just like, oh, look, there's a party of the chosen ones. And I'm like, how'd that work? Because, like, the way they did it was, like, you get, like, half the hit points. So, like, you had your main class. So, like, let's say, oh, my main class is going to be fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Get the full hit points there, but then half of whatever you roll with a minimum of 1 on all the rest. So still, you're hitting, you know, crazy levels. You're getting the you're getting the benefits, but you didn't get, like, the, if I remember correctly, I don't think you got the attack bonuses or the will saves and shit. Because,
Just
you know,
of the main class.
you didn't want to make it too broke.
Why?
Right. Yeah.
Why not? Why
Right.
not take that
Like,
extra step?
I mean, but, like,
You're
oh,
already
hey.
there.
Right. You're already at that point, so, you know, you might as well just throw the whole fucking kitchen sink, all the books in it, and just go for broke as fuck and be like, oh, yeah, I'm level 3, but I'm the equivalent of level 15. And, like, they were beating the shit out of, like, beholders. Like, you know, a party of level 5 is supposed to beat the shit out of a band of goblins. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hey, we're level 3, and we have an AC of, like, 20-something. And it's like, dear God.
It's like playing a video game with all the cheat codes on.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
I mean, basically, yeah. They didn't have God mode on. That was the only difference. So it's like, hey, we're playing, you know, a video game with everything on. Oh, so you cheated. Well, I didn't have in God mode on, so I wasn't invincible. I could still die. Yeah, but you had how much hit points, and what was your ace? Like, yeah.
If they can't touch you, you don't need God mode. Because you
Right.
already are.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's exactly what it is.
Well, sorry
But-
for the tangent, I suppose, because I mean, that's one of the sort of older versions of multiclassing that I've heard of. So I just wasn't completely sure. I'm a newbie, remember?
It's still in, because like when I Googled it, when you brought it up, I was brought to a 5th edition version.
Oh, dang.
And it's just like...
Doesn't surprise me.
High-powered campaign variant characters essentially take 2 classes in every level, choosing the best aspects of each. The process is similar to multi-classing, except that the characters gain the full benefits of each class in each level. If the 2 classes you choose have aspects that overlap, such as hit dice, skills, class features common to more than one class, you choose the better aspect. So it's one of those things like, oh, hey, you pick 2 opposite fucking classes so your shit doesn't overlap.
I thought you just don't shit where you eat.
Oh no, at that point you shit where you eat and you bury your face in it.
And the shit is candy.
I'm down. Let's do it.
I didn't know you ate ass, Yaka.
I love candy, though.
Yeah, Tootsie Rolls.
Oh. Gotcha.
To the candy shop.
Oh.
I'll let you lick my Tootsie Pop.
Yeah. No.
Can we start over? Like,
Hey guys, welcome to Busy Adults Podcast.
I mean, there is, the edit feature. We're gonna remove that part.
Probably not. It's probably going to be our
No,
preview.
probably not at all.
Welcome to the preview, guys. This is great. Well, back to actually multi-classing and stuff. I guess what fun, cool ideas do you have for multi-classing?
Wait.
If you were to ever do things again.
Before you start, Yaka,
Hi.
you were talking about Gaston. What
Oh yeah.
What do you think Gaston would be as a multi-class?
Fucking fine. Everything.
I would think
Everything.
of
Like a
brawler fighter.
He's strong.
Honestly.
He's quick. He's got a thick ass neck. He's fucking everything,
I
bro.
thought you were going to
I
say
mean,
he's got a
except
thick ass.
The only thing is he can't be a wizard because he doesn't do that reading shit. So
That's true.
That is true.
why do you read these things, Bill?
He is your quintessential barbarian bard. Straight up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
That's what it does. Yeah.
I do love a good
I would say so.
barbarian.
Yeah, that's literally what it is. He is a barbarian.
He is quite charming. He makes all the ladies woo. I mean, obviously, except for Belle, who maybe she's part fae because she's immune to the charm.
Oh, are we writing a campaign right now?
Don't tell my wife.
Right?
Oh, no.
Dis-
She'll be like, we're going to play it. We're
Yep.
going to play it now.
If it
Disney
is, I will say this.
campaign.
Uh-oh.
I will
The
say
wife
this.
is here.
Oh, she's here.
Candace has to play this. She was kind of bummed she didn't get to play the Christmas one.
Aww.
Oh.
That's okay. We'll have another fun one shot.
Yeah, I'll put something fun together.
I'm still waiting for my 10 candles. Like, I bought that like a month and a half ago.
What,
and
you
it's-
become Jewish?
No.
Oh.
It's a
There's only
Tabletop.
9 candles.
I don't know. I was just throwing shit out there.
it's a dark tabletop roleplay thing.
Ooh.
It's really sad. It's
I
not
mean,
sad.
your
It's really
character-
emotion.
Alley,
It's really
Draken.
emotional. It's not
Yeah,
sad.
it's-
It's emotional.
That's right up your alley, man. I'd play it with you.
Oh yeah, but it's a one-person thing. I got the PDF and hardcover combo, and it says like all throughout the website, like, hey, the hardcover is gonna be a bit, it's me. COVID's doing a lot of shit. I guess my only complaint right now is like, hey, dude, it's a PDF. Like, you should have this fucker saved somewhere and literally be like, email, boop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you have to do like what Paizo does with their PDFs, putting the email in every single page, you can do that in InDesign like that. Master page. Change. Done.
Right.
Fucking run with it.
But back to, I don't know why that triggered, but it
Gaston.
triggered.
Gaston.
Yeah.
Right away, Gaston.
Yeah, favorite multi-class thing that you want to do. Want to
Favorite
play,
multi-
want to whatever.
I mean, back in the day, my favorite was Ranger Rogue. And that's because I was a fan of Drizzt. How the fuck you want to pronounce that fucker's
I
name?
say Drizzt.
That's how I've always said it. Drizzt. Yeah. because you got to like level 3 or 4 and 3-5 wherever you got your special animal companion, and I'd always play a small type of creature, so halfling, gnome, and I'd always pick like a tiger or something that I could ride.
Yeah.
And then be like, oh, guess what now? Rogue.
No.
Yeah. So
No.
I would literally just be like, oh, hey, my animal get on the other side of anything, and then I get to do damage. So
Yeah, you get
can
that
sneak
advantage.
attack. And that's always been a plus.
Well, that was back when your animal could actually do something.
I mean, I
Yeah.
really haven't looked at rogue or rangers. I've heard that the rangers have been super nerfed. And
They
crippled.
have.
Yeah.
They really have. The Beastmaster is just crap. The Swarm one is okay, and then the new one they came out with in UA right now, like the Drake one, where it's like dragons. You're a dragon ranger. That one's okay from what I can tell.
I
But-
didn't hear any bad things about the planeswalker. Or is that a rogue? No. What's a planeswalker?
I'm pretty sure that's the one I am as my Kenku. That one's not bad. I enjoy it so far. The only limitation is if you want to do like the cool force damage stuff,
Mhm.
it's a range of like 30 feet, 30 or 60 feet, versus the Hunter's Mark is like double or triple that range.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like you got to pick or choose kind of thing. But later on, you start to like teleport and stuff.
Yeah.
For no reason.
For no
So-
reason.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I just want to teleport over there as a bonus action. Bye.
Yeah.
But just imagine how much garbage you can get out of because you can teleport.
Oh yeah,
Versus having to cast a spell.
Mhm.
yeah.
to
Especially
do that.
especially
Same
ranged. But a lot of people use it as like a dual wield build, so you can just pop around and just keep hitting people.
Oh.
So, That's what
That
a lot of people
triggers
play it
something
with.
in my head. What did that?
Like Nightcrawler?
Kind of like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
basically a
Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler build.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I'm cool with that. He was definitely in my top 5 of
Yeah.
superheroes growing up. Deadpool and Wolverine bouncing.
Doesn't he go
1
to
and 2.
hell too? Like,
I mean, I'm
Nightcrawler's
sure
awesome.
they
Yeah,
all
I
take a
think so.
round in hell at one point.
well, like, because I thought I remember seeing something where someone was blinking somewhere and they were going through hell and they took someone with them and it was like an extended period because he couldn't go back.
The Flash?
So he basically went in, couldn't
Oh,
come
the
back, and
Flash.
like it fucked up the other person or something. I don't know. I saw that somewhere.
I don't know. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, sure. But, yeah. Planeswalker's fun. Could be better.
I mean, I wanted to do the Planewalker for Pathfinder. Like, that looked
Yeah.
really cool, but
Well,
know,
yeah, that's a
that didn't happen.
completely different thing.
Yeah.
that
It's
one
like a
was
spellcaster that's like boop boop boop. But I mean, see, that right there is more of a thing that, 5th edition has kind of gotten. That's a variant of a class.
Yep.
So it's just, that's one thing that I will say I'm not a fan of on 5th edition. I know, like, skills, the fact they've nerfed the amount of skills, so
Mhm.
you start getting some of these gray areas that are like, well, this used to be this, but that's not there anymore.
Yep.
Do I do acrobatics or athletics? And
And you're just like, all right, whatever one you want.
right,
Yeah, I
They've
haven't
kind of
found too much of, because I have DM'd more 5e than you have, Drake, which is silly to say. But like you're the master DM here, but I haven't found that it's a burden to find a skill for something, because I honestly don't even remember how many skills there were back in Pathfinder. There was
Like
a lot.
30.
Oh my gosh.
There was so many.
At least
like I mean, for the
20,
most part,
right?
it's
The 30.
Yeah,
It was
you're
definitely
closer to
like
30.
30.
Yeah.
It's nice, and it might be just a preference. Like, you guys came up Pathfinder, Ray, you're more 5e for sure. It might be one of those nostalgia things. Like,
That's true.
I cut my teeth, quote unquote, on 2nd edition, and then 3rd edition came out, and I got into it. Then 3.5 and Pathfinder is where a majority of my shit came through. So yeah, I'm gonna have, oh hey, that's just how I did it for decades.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have that like fondness for like, oh, it's not that bad. It's like the 2nd edition fanboys on any forum who are like, Thaco's not that hard. And it's like, it's not that easy either. Like, Jesus Christ. Okay, I gotta add all this up, and then I gotta roll a dice, and then I gotta subtract this, but possibly add this. Like, fuck you. Like, 3rd edition and on, when they were like, hey, add up all this shit, roll. Now, 4th edition, I heard, had some crazy bullshit.
We don't talk about 4th edition.
I know people who are like, 4th edition really wasn't that bad, and I'm like,
I honestly don't know.
I'm still pissed that, I got conned into dropping like $100 to pre-order the 3 main books, so the DMG, the Player's Handbook, and the Monster Manual, because I was talking to people, and they're like, oh my god, it's so great, and then it got released, and they're like, this wasn't the playtest, what the fuck is this shit?
Oh.
I'm like, this is bullshit is what it is.
That's no good.
It's why, 5th edition came out so quickly after 4th edition, they realized, like, uh-oh, we gone done fucked up.
Yep.
But multi-classing,
Yeah, give us your best multi-class.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
I actually want to play one where I want to either play it'd probably have to be more sorcerer, but I want to play a monk sorcerer.
Okay.
Who's like super grapple happy. Because I basically want to be like, oh, hey, I'm going to grapple, and I need to find a proper DM, which I know Ray will probably allow me to pull this shit off, because, like, I'd be able to make sense and talk about it, but I would like...
your monk rogue?
We didn't talk about that before.
Yeah, that wasn't talked about, sadly, so I kind of was just like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
No,
I
want to play...
throw back to episode 3 there.
Yeah, no. I want to make a character...
This was bullshit! Rah!
Right. I want to build a monk sorcerer, learn fireball, and get like super grapple happy, and be like, okay, I grapple them with my legs, and as I'm here, I'm going to literally go fireball point blank, because especially in a high, I think it's not even the super high level, but like a high enough level where they can do like the super dodge, where it's like, oh hey, if you succeed, you somehow negate everything.
Ooh, and then be a
damage.
dragonborn on top of that, so you're fire resistant, so you take half.
That's what I was thinking. And then take one of the sorcerer metamagic things to where just fuck all the resistances.
Because monk and rogues get those special abilities where, hey, if you
gotta
succeed,
spend a key point, I think.
Oh well, still you succeed on a save, instead of taking half damage, you take no damage.
Yeah.
Are you saying you're gonna Chaozu this motherfucker?
And not die?
Yeah, but I'm not gonna die.
Poor Chaozu.
That was the little clown-looking one, right?
Yeah. The one that hugged
the one
big,
with
giant,
Tien.
bald fucker. Yep.
I know. I watched Dragon Ball Z.
Just watch Abridged. You don't even need to watch the actual series. Watch Abridged, and you will love it.
I loved it. Well, we don't talk about Abridged anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck those assholes.
I'll still watch it. I don't give a fuck.
Right, like, I'll watch it because it's hilarious, but they, like, any of their new shit, fuck off.
Nah, I won't support that.
Yeah.
Give me that old shit.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, probably just take about 4 seconds to look, why is Team 4-Star a bunch of assholes? And I'm sure you'll find it.
I think we mentioned it in, like, episode 5.
We mentioned it.
All right.
Yeah, in one of the previous episodes, we spend, like, 5-10 minutes on, like, why.
They blur together, okay?
They really do.
I don't even remember what I had for lunch today.
I mean, I don't know really what day it is. I've like the last last week I actually freaked out because I'm on all these crazy things because it was payday and I didn't realize it.
Oh yeah.
Because they're like, "Woo, it's payday." I'm like, "Wait, what?" And they're like, "Holy shit!" They're like, "And Alex is broke," and I'm like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah. Hence the computer.
What about you, Yaka? What kind of multi-class are you looking for?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Come
No.
on. So are you against multiclassing?
You know my favorite multi-class.
Enlighten us.
So I built one for our campaign in case
Oh, that
it
one.
kills Yorl.
Oh, it's the one that I don't know about yet because Jorl's not
Yeah.
dead.
Okay, so we
It
won't
is
talk
a-
about
it-
that one because
Yeah.
spoilers for our own home game, which we
Ah.
won't do. I know what it is because I helped you build it. We actually just
It's a rogue fighter.
Yeah.
But the subclasses will make it badass to me.
Oh, okay.
So,
That's fair. That's fair.
yeah.
but
I
yeah,
think
I mean,
fight or anything is a pretty good multi-class.
Oh, yeah.
well, like rogue's amazing for the first 3 levels just to get whatever you can get out of it, and then you just like do something else.
Pretty much.
And I think so for my multi-class, I like something with warlock. Like you can do the first 3 levels of warlock, get your pact or whatever, and then after that, fucking just pick whatever you want because you got your Eldritch Blasty Blasts.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, pew 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 pew. Drake knows all about
Pew, pew,
those
pew,
Eldritch
pew, pew.
Blasty Blasts.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
all that pew pewing.
He's all about it.
Yeah, I'm really excited to start up our campaign again. Because I have my Bard Warlock that I'm going to play. I'm really excited. That's a spoiler because I didn't tell you guys I'm going Bard Warlock, but that's what I'm doing. You don't know. You don't know.
That's okay.
All of a sudden, she's gonna be doing some fucked up shit in the corner.
I'm going to be killing some more shit.
She's already fucking up shit.
I mean, yeah.
Thanks for listening to the Busy Adults Podcast. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and pretty much everywhere else on the internet. Make sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to wherever you listen to Busy Adults. That's BUSYADDULTS. Now, back to the show.
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of making sense. Like, I know some people will be like, oh, you have to tell me advance. Like, some DMs will be like, if you're in a multi-class, I need to know in session 1. Be like, okay.
Right, like how am I
I have
supposed
no
to
idea.
know?
But, you know, and they want to build up for it. Me, I want it to make sense. I don't want you to be like, you know, we're going, and you see like the spellcaster do something cool and be like, oh, my character woke up the next morning and he wants to go this too. Like, your character's basically been to spellcasters what the Nazis were to the Jews. Like,
Yeah.
where the hell did this come from? He got that cool feature and I want that feature. No.
He can do fireball. I want to do that.
Right.
No.
Like, nope, sorry, not gonna fly.
Everyone wants to do fireball.
If you want to do fireball, like, gain
Buy a
enough gold
spell.
and talk to your DM and be like, hey, I want to wand of fireball.
Yeah, there you go. Or even a scroll or something.
The scrolls are one-time use.
I know,
Yeah,
but hey,
get that.
buy like 20 of them.
At that point, you
Might as
definitely
well
buy
buy a
a
wand at that
wand
point.
or a ring or something so you can be like, hey, pew, 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 pew. Or, you know, find Yaka after he makes Wish a fucking cantrip and wish for yourself.
Well,
Be
it's
like-
going to be a running thing.
Be like, oh, hey, I want to have a wand of infinite fireball.
Oh,
That would be
God.
the craziest
Oh, no.
Roman candle of all time.
Yes, it would.
It needs to happen
It's
now.
just like everybody in the party buys fire-resistant shit. 'Cause
I
it's just
wish-
do. I don't care if you're there or not.
I wish for 2 wands of infinite fireball. And, okay, my next wish, I want the party to have total resistance to fire.
Fire immunity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Roll
Okay.
for initiative.
There was a
Yep.
campaign that I played in where I had fire immunity. And I was a light domain cleric, and I did something else, and I have fireball? I think maybe I had fireball. I don't know. I had one of those big ones, and I would just like go up to the guy and hug him and be like, "I love ya!" Boom. And I would walk away with no damage whatsoever.
That's the way to do it.
It was nice.
Yep, that's the way to do it.
Were you like, was it Captain Marvel, where you just explode and nothing happens?
No, I was it was a homebrew volcanic elf, so I automatically had fire resistance. And then something else happened. I had some kind of armor or whatever, and that also gave me fire resistance. So the DM is just like, "You're just immune to fire." Like, there's no two ways about it. So he would forget all the time. And I was the healer,
Oh.
so I would be up in the mix, and you'd be like, "Are you, within 30 feet or whatever?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, everybody roll dexterity." And I'm like, "What type of damage is that?" I ain't rolling shit, fucker.
Nope. I'm just
Well, I mean,
gonna
see-
stand here.
As a DM, for shit like that, and Ray, you can attest to this, you forget.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
There's
if one
too
of your
much to remember.
Right. I mean, hell, I always loved when we were playing Pathfinder and you were playing the cleric and you're like, "I blessed the party," and 80% of the time the fucking party forgets that they're getting +1 or +2 to all their rolls.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, yep, I ain't saying shit.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Bardic Inspiration. We forget.
So as a cleric with Bless and as a bard with Bardic Inspiration, I have to constantly remind you fucking people to roll your goddamn dice.
Yep.
Well, the one thing that I found, or I heard to counteract that is in person, is you buy like a special set of die, like gold, black number die, and you give that
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
somebody else. And once they roll it, you get it back. But like they have a physical reminder that they have that inspiration.
Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking about making little tokens or something.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's plenty of them out there that you can even just buy for like $5 to get a bag of like coins that you can
Yeah.
use. Just anything.
I mean, you get a bunch of D6s, D8s, and I think up to D12s.
Yeah.
I've seen people talk about using the tokens for inspiration and stuff. Like, "Oh, hey, you earn an inspiration. Here's a gold."
Yep. Yep. So yeah, lots of that stuff.
But, you know, we kind of can't do that because fucking Rona!
I know.
Thanks, Rona.
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks, Rona.
Oh, Rona!
No.
I feel like 5th edition, you don't really need to multi-class as much, except unless you wanted, like, the RP
Right.
element.
Yeah.
They've made it where, like I said, it's cool to stick on one class and you're not really getting nerfed if you're not a spellcaster.
Yep.
And if you are a spellcaster, you're getting, like, big hoity-toity boom shit later on, so you definitely want to stick. So I feel
Well,
like...
kind of. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going back to what you said, Drake. It was like the DM's like, "Oh yeah, you gotta tell me if you're gonna multi-class and blah 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 blah." And to me, I'm just like, look, if you're someone like me going to start out doing DMing or whatever, yeah, I would probably say no, just straight up to multi-classing, because after building mine, I'm like, shit, that's a lot to keep track of for one person. I don't even know if they're lying at that point. And I just don't want to deal with the hassle of managing them without them trying to slip one past me. But if you're experienced, I don't see why not. But like, even closer to your point is like, oh, well, you have to tell me before you even start. I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense. You guys are adventurers.
Yeah.
You deal with traumatic events
Right.
that happen in the game. What if something traumatic happens and, like you said, you want to pick up 3 levels of Warlock because you're like, this is so fucked up, I'm willing to do something terrible to gain power.
Yep.
Exactly.
Like, and that could happen at any point.
That's why I'm like... That's why I said, like, the whole Session 0 shit. No, fuck that. No, I know, like, Rhea came to me with her Bard Warlock, like, pre-build. Like, when I said, hey, I'm going to do a dark campaign, y'all fuckers better get ready. Like, she was the first one to message me, like, hey, here's what I have an idea for. And I'm like, cool. And she's like, well, I don't know what level. I'm like, well, if we'll play a few sessions, and if you still want to go that route, let me know. And I think after, like, our 4th or 5th game session, she was like, we did something in secrets chat, and it basically allows it so whenever she wants, all she's got to do is be like, hey, this is going to happen now for this level up. I'm going, and cool. But like I said, I've been in campaigns where DMs are like, I don't give a fuck. Like, if you want a multi-class. And it's literally like, oh, hey, we leveled up in a fucking dungeon. We haven't been to town in, like, months.
Yeah.
And magically now I can cast spells. Like, dude, you're a fucking rogue or a monk. Like, you're a brain-damaged barbarian, and now you're throwing spells around. Like, how the fuck this happened?
Yeah. Where's the progression that got you from A to B?
In a dungeon.
No, I think one of my favorites was like, oh, we're literally doing a dungeon outdoor type thing, so it's like a dungeon crawl, but it's outdoors. And person was like a barbarian or or a fighter, and then they became a wizard. Like, and it's just like, okay, do you find a book or something? Like, I just wanted it to make sense. And the DM's like, well, he wanted to level up, and I'm like,
but the role play, man.
Show me where.
Like, right, and it wasn't like, oh, hey, we fought, and he found this book that, he opens in all the tunes, and it's a spell book, and now you can cast spells. No, it's literally like, hey, we've been trekking for a couple days. We helped. Like, it was out of the blue. Like, he literally went to bed, woke up, and now has a spell book and can cast spells, and it's like,
I think that's just counterintuitive to all of us, like, as general, because we come to D&D to role play our decisions with our characters versus someone who goes in there is like, I just want to roll dice.
That's
we're
fair.
not straight murder
Like,
hobos.
Yeah.
I mean, we can be.
Yeah.
But
my wife
Like,
is.
we want it to actually make sense in the
Your
game
wife
to
is.
do what we
She
want
is
to do.
the dice roller.
Yeah. We should give her something where there's lots of dice. Just a whole bunch. Throw them all out there.
Boy, she would love the clickety-clackities.
Just punching people in the dicks left and right.
Yep. All it is.
It's all dick punching.
Speaking of Wand of Infinity Fireball.
Oh no. Oh,
That'd be a great idea.
No.
Yes!
She'll kill us.
Yes!
She'll kill us.
I have fire
She will
resistance.
murder us.
I'll be okay for 2 rounds.
She will murder us.
She would use that so much, even the fire resistant or fire immune would die from it.
Yeah.
I would get hold person so quick when she did that.
Can you cast friends on your friends?
Yes.
I would know.
Yes. So now the multi-class that I want to run with, and I kind of am in your campaign, Ray, you're the fun slice of life one, is like the fighter warlock.
Oh.
So I have this character built all the way through. He's the only character I've ever had where I've actually like planned his level progression from start to finish.
Because you know you're gonna be alive that long.
I know. And, it's like, yeah, I kind of have a little bit of a story in mind for him. And so, like, it's all role play. It's all role play. That's the whole reason I'm doing it. It's not because I want a bunch of awesome warlock type shit. It's because I want this character to do these things.
Yeah, knowing your backstory, what you sent, what we talked about, like having him go warlock absolutely makes 100% sense. It's so good and it ties into the character. And that's one of the things I like about multiclassing for sure. It's like your ability to build a more like realized person or character that has all these traits, or like Drake was saying, something crazy or traumatic had happened, like they're shell shocked, they're going to do this now because something changed in their life. I like that.
Yeah. And like, say something traumatic happens, like a cleric all of a sudden just they're done with religion for whatever reason. So now they're just going around fighting people, and they're a fighter or something like that in an arena, like a gladiator. So you drop the cleric besides what you already know, and you run with it.
Well, like, even just, like, pointing to the gods that we watch, Critical Role. Travis Willingham's character started off as a warlock, and then he broke his pact, and he went to paladin. Retained all of his warlock casting, because it was still kind of a quote-unquote divine magical thing, and Matt allowed him to do it. He's like, you can keep all your warlock. I think all your warlock stuff. I don't know about the...
Probably not the blade stuff. I'm not that far in.
What's the stuff where you add, like, Devil's Sight?
That's the evocations.
Evocation. I don't know about the evocations, if he allowed him to keep those, but he could cast Eldritch Blast being a paladin with the level of warlock that he currently has.
But he probably didn't keep any of the Hexblade stuff. Or did he?
I'm sorta. Yeah.
Again, I'm not that far in. I don't know any of this. I'm just speculating.
Yeah. Well, he can still, like, summon a sword out
Okay,
of
so that's
air,
the Hexblade stuff. Yeah.
But I don't know if it's quote unquote Hexblade because it's got different features.
Well, the summoning of the sword out of the air is a level 3 Hexblade feature.
Right.
So he apparently has retained some of it, which is fine. I mean, roleplay it away. That's awesome.
Yes, Yaka, your point is valid about Ford being a paladin and warlock thing. Shit happened. Ukatoa. You have to, even when they talk about Ukatoa in game, I'm at home whispering Ukatoa as the rest of them. Ukatoa. But it's legit, shit happened to him. He is trying to find a better way. Caduceus's wild mother is like, actually, I dig that. Like, makes sense. Multiclass. Yeah. And he didn't know in session 1, in session 0, that he was going to end up multiclassing Warlock Paladin. That's where you were saying earlier before, like, we're a very role-play-centric, backstory-centric type of players. Yeah, we'd like to hit shit, for sure, but having a reason to hit shit, or having, like, a reasoning, I guess that's the word I'm looking for, having reasoning to do it, makes sense for us.
I have a question.
12.
Just a random speculated question here. So if it's talked about beforehand and everybody agrees, would you as a player allow the DM to change your class into a multi-class based on something that happened in game?
Ooh.
If it's agreed upon with everybody beforehand.
Well, what do you mean? Like, agreed upon, like, so, I'm signing a contract saying at any point I will allow the DM to change my class or alignment. DMs have changed suggested to change alignments for people.
Yeah. So, like a session 0 where everybody kind of goes through and they all agree on certain things for the campaign, like Drake has for his super dark one, where we're all agreed on, hey, we know this is going to be dark. What are the no-no type issues?
Yeah.
The same type of thing would apply here. Hey, would it be cool if it makes sense roleplay-wise throughout the story, I change classes depending on what's going on? And obviously they're not going to just force you into something you really hate. Like, you're going from a wizard to a barbarian. That just doesn't make sense. But if you're going from fighter to rogue or ranger to druid, that makes a little more sense.
Well, how does that not make sense, man? Like, how do you the Hulk? You have this nerdy asshole who gets hit with gamma rays and gets pissed. Like, fuck, dude, just made your story for you. Fuck you. I win.
God damn it, Yaka. You win. One. All right, chalk it up. 1 point for Yaka.
I win.
1 point for Yaka. But yeah, I mean, how would you as a player, feel about that?
I mean, if it's talked about on session 0 and everyone's cool with it, that's what it is. But as a player, if it's done right, it's fine. Now, if you get stuck with a DM who's just going to be like, oh, hey, I like to dick over my players or whatnot, and just be like, hey, deuces, you're now this, and be like, what the fuck? Again, goes back to earlier, it has to make sense.
Yeah, I think so. I would be open to the possibility, but I think at the same time, I'm sure the DM wouldn't just spring it on me in the middle of a session, be like, oh, you try to use your new level 4 whatever thing, but it seems that it has been replaced with a this, and like, what? I know, Drake, you wouldn't blindside me like that. We would talk about it beforehand. If I wasn't down or if I was up to something else, maybe like compromise somewhere in the middle. Like, I would be down for that, for sure.
Well,
I mean,
oh, sorry.
Go ahead,
but,
no.
like, I mean, you're just like, oh, it's gotta make sense, but, like, some people like to have fun with it, and I shared that with, I think, all of you. And it was from Puffin Forest's YouTube of a character called Absurd.
I love
And he was
Absurd.
literally
Absurd.
every class
Oh,
and tried to make it make sense.
And it
rewatched
did,
that
a little
episode the
bit.
other day.
It's so good. It's so good.
We can't talk about multiclassing without mentioning Absurd.
Absurd.
The multi-class of
Um,
all multi-class.
Here's my thing, and I just popped in my head with what you just said, Ray. Imagine playing a campaign, session 0, straight up, like, hey, this is going to be a campaign for at least X amount of sessions. Start with what class you want to be, but just know that, like, oh, hey, the world is super chaotic, so you might go to bed a wizard, and then you're going to wake up, and you can't cast any spells, so now you're, like, a martial class, but you still have the stats of a wizard, so, like, you're like, I'm the barbarian who's super weak,
Yes.
and
Yes.
so yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I'm calling it now. I'm running this session.
The whole
It's like a
world is
wild-
wild
Oh.
magic.
Yeah.
it's wild magic except for it's wild classes.
Oh,
Yes,
fuck that.
let's do it. I'm
Yes.
in.
God damn it.
Oh, that's the one shot, and you're running it.
Oh, man.
Oh no, dude, this is gonna be a couple sessions because one shot just wouldn't cut it.
No.
You might
Oh
get a
my
switch
gosh.
once, like, oh, you went to bed, and you wake up the next morning and prestidigitation. Prestidigitation. I'm still dirty.
Can I just not go to sleep?
I can't cast it.
Why can't I?
Oh.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's a great idea. Wow.
So
I
yeah, if
love
any
it.
of you want to take that and run with it, by all means, just let us know how it works.
Yeah, just make
Yeah.
sure to tag us, Busy Adults, at BUSYADDULTS.
Yeah. That. Busy adults. Yeah.
Busy
everything.
adults.
Adult.
Yes.
The extra D is for D&D.
Or ADD.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Shut up. No, the extra D is for
Again.
dicks, okay? Dicks.
All the dicks.
I work third shift in a shop, so that's it. The extra D
Right.
is for
Yeah.
your butthole.
I worked in a
Oh.
kitchen for a
Your
long
butthole.
time, alright? I know the same thing.
God.
My gosh. Oh my god.
But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all my takes on multi-class and just alt characters and what I want to do and what ideas I have.
Right.
No, I got plenty of ideas.
Oh yeah.
But the fully fleshed out one is that fighter warlock I've got going.
That would be. I'm excited to see that one.
I know. You've already seen a little bit of it.
Have I?
He's the samurai.
Yeah, it's the beginning.
Oh, that guy.
The
I
beginning.
thought,
You've
I
seen.
thought you said he was another character, not that.
No,
samurai.
it's that samurai. Nope.
Okay.
It's that samurai.
Shit, I'm gonna have to get hold person since I'm the bard. You already fucked me up in that one.
Yeah, good
I'm
things
just
happen.
like, yeah, I'm gonna be friendly and help you out. And you kill people in front of me, and I'm like, that wasn't part of the plan.
Drake doesn't know about it yet.
We'll have to fill him in. I know we keep talking about this
Oh.
campaign that we're going
I
back to
know.
like 3 months later.
I know we need to get back into it.
Let's.
We just need to do it.
Yep, we do. But another one I would like to do is an illusion wizard rogue. I think that'd be fun. Like works for like a thieves guild or something like that.
So like a evil David Blaine or something.
Kinda, yeah.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, probably not as douchey though, but yeah.
Was that orange pop you were drinking? Yeah. What is that? What the fuck? What the frick? What the
dude?
frick's going on?
Would you like a fresca?
Oh god.
See, now that's some classic internet.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool to play like a raging monk,
Yeah.
Yes.
like a barbarian
Yeah.
monk, just to like
Yes.
get into a fight and then like, oh hey, I lose control and basically go Broly, like, ah!
Yep.
I mean, like that brawler type of idea. Yeah.
I like that.
I mean, I want to play it because I love Broly.
You do.
Right.
You're trying to figure out how to
Right.
do Broly and Pathfinder for the longest time.
I think they have a build or something.
Yeah, Matt and I pretty much came
Or-
with, or Yaka and I
Yeah.
had a build ready to rock.
Yeah.
That's what we should do on one of the next episodes is build fun characters. Like we were like Gaston, we were talking about earlier. Build a Broly. Build a whatever. I mean, I know there's YouTube channels
Yeah, just like a highlight
for all of
thing.
that,
Well-
but let's do it.
Well,
we
Drake
can
had
do
shared that
ours.
one where the guy built Vegeta, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I know.
That was cool.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I have like several characters for the Dark campaign
Yeah. Same.
that's been on hiatus, and I have 2 ideas. I'm like, one's a barbarian that I shared with Drake, and he was like, yeah, that sounds badass. I'm like, I might do that one because I want to play a martial class
Yep.
again. And then the second one was a warlock symbiote, and I'm like, well, how about you just build him, because I don't even want to know what the symbiote is until I level up, and then I get skills as I go, so I don't even know what's coming at me.
Ooh, that's fun.
And I'm just like, that's gonna get fucky real quick.
Oh, yeah.
I like
Oh,
a bit
yeah.
of mystery.
Right? I mean, it just reminds me of like Venom in my head. That's what I'm thinking. Is like he doesn't know what it does. He just all of a sudden learns what he
Yep.
can do.
That would be a really weird campaign too.
That would.
Like your X-Men style campaign. Like you're a mutant, you find out something, some shit happens. Oh wait, guess what? You can do this too now. Like
Right.
it'd be pretty dope.
Another reason I need off this 7 shit so I can actually start DMing because I do miss it.
I know.
Yeah. It's been a while.
It has. It has.
It's been like 4 or 5 months pre-Axel.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. All right, well I think that wraps it up for tonight, gang.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So okay, bye.
Let us know what you think. What are some of your favorite multi-classes? Again, follow us on all the social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
YouTube.
We're not on Parlor. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Stay away from that place.
But shit, I mean, suggest episode ideas, because we could do a whole 5-hour episode on just Critical Role talk and shit like that. Like, I wouldn't bat an eye.
Let's
to
talk about
do that.
D20. Let's talk about the Adventure Zone. Let's talk
I
about
know.
there are
We
so
have-
many good games out there.
Yes.
We have a list of like 70 different things that are just like D&D really related. So, yeah, suggest some other stuff if you don't want to hear straight D&D.
You know what? You want to talk computer shit? Gaming.
Yeah.
I just, like I said earlier, I built one. I'm in the midst of it. I'm going to finish it up in the morning and put Windows on it.
Yep.
And let it start the fun updates.
Yeah, half of us are major PC gamers. PC building, everything, repair, whatever.
And the other
us
half
are
of
casual
us
gamers.
Casual
Half.
as fuck.
Well, I'm sorry.
I'm casual.
Yaka's casual now, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's casual now.
I don't even game.
He doesn't.
anymore.
Neither do I, but that's because of the kids.
I do because
And work.
I need it to survive. So
Trust me, so do I, but I don't get that choice.
no, you don't.
Oh, did you want to plug your streaming that you're doing?
I mean, I wasn't gonna plan on it, but if you want me to, sure.
Yeah,
I
do
mean,
it, dude.
like, shit, yeah.
All right,
bro.
yeah. So I started streaming stuff, Busted Bones Gaming on Facebook and YouTube. I know. You know, when I was coming up with the name, I'm like, anything I come up with that has bones in it is gonna be bad.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
skeletons.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Let's go with
Yes.
that.
Yeah,
All the
that's
skeletons.
not the first thing you hear when you
No,
hear bust
no.
and bone.
See, my usual gamer tag is Monkey Bones, and I wanted something that wasn't strictly Monkey Bones. I've been called Monkey Boner, I don't know how many fucking times.
Me, half of those are me.
Half of those are you, the other half are 10-year-olds that want to fuck my mom. Yeah, you know, that kind of thing. But, so I wanted to start a streaming thing. I started streaming to kind of promote the Busy Adults channel, but I'm trying to bring it into something more at the same time. So, you know, being a busy adult, just filling my time with random shit. And, so Busted Bones Gaming, if you really care.
Great,
But-
great outro, guys.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Just kidding. Thanks. See you next
easy.
time.
Hey everyone, this is Monkey again. Thank you for listening to the Busy Adults podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe for more of our latest content. I hope you enjoyed the podcast and have a great day.